Well, we've got a couple more tournaments to look at that are coming up this weekend in North Dakota. The Class A boys, Class A girls, both going to crown their champions this weekend. We're going to start with our look at the boys tournament. And this is really interesting coming in because if you go back to regions last week, and some upsets have really affected the seedings for this one.
You know, it puts a wrinkle in what's going to happen. St. Mary gets a first-round draw of Fargo-Shanley, and these two teams are basically the top teams in the state. Shanley lost to be the 4th seed, actually, coming out of the East, so they got to play a really tough team, a tough draw for them, too. But if you're St. Mary, you got to beat everybody anyway. Right. Why not take them out in the first round? They played earlier in the season where St. Mary got the win 84-68, so that's got to give them some confidence.
Yeah, and it's crazy. For those that don't understand, they cross-seed East and West, so when those losses happen in the regions, if it's chalk on the other side, it definitely affects the top end. And so that's going to be interesting going through. But as far as the girls' tournament then, Jason, Shanley comes in as obviously one of the favorites. West Fargo is a strong team as well. And then, of course, Century. So those are the three teams that seem to have been kind of above everybody else. What do you think?
Well, in the regions, you know, Century lost to Bismarck, but you know the regions are only for seeding, so I still think Century is your top team. In fact, last year we saw West Fargo and Century march all the way to the finals. I wouldn't be shocked to see that happen again because Shanley has to run into Century before the finals come up. So those are the two teams to watch for me. The semifinals will be excellent if we see a Century-Fargo-Shanley matchup. Right now, Sarah Jacobson is starting to take over. She's at 16 points a game. She's got a great sidekick with Kelly Weir. So Shanley is my team where I think they got some momentum going, but it's a tough draw to play against Hannah Larson, probably the best player in the state from Century.
Well, and let's bounce back to the boys tournament real quick. You talked about individual performances. Obviously, you got to look at Matt Kreplin from Grand Forks Red River. You got to look at A.J. Jacobson from Shanley and what those two can do individually for their teams. And it looked like a foregone conclusion at different points during the season that we're going to see a rematch of those two teams in the title game. Maybe not so much now with the way they've drawn it out. Yeah, it still could happen.
We still might. I mean, Grand Forks Red River just with one loss still on the year. They've got a tough matchup with Century right off the bat, and we've got Tyler Rudolph, who's been dominating the WBA, but he's going to have trouble going up against a guy like John Hopland in the first round. You got two big guys on the middle. So that's going to be a fun matchup to watch on the first night. So if Red River can get past the first round, I mean, all these games are going to be tough no matter what. But we might see a rematch, and that rivalry might hit their 4th game of the year.
It remains to be seen what tournament will be the most exciting out of all these 5 that are going to be taking place this weekend. South Dakota, North Dakota, doesn't matter. But I think it's safe to say that Thursday's quarterfinal round in the State A boys in North Dakota will be the most interesting watch and most interesting one to follow.
Great athletic matchup between West Fargo and Bismarck as well. Two great defenses going at it. Tons of great matchups. Thursday's going to be a day we're all going to be glued to the TV.
All right, so we know the 5 tournaments that are going on. Jason and I are going to make our picks as far as who we think is going to take home the hardware. That's coming up when we come back.